Whoa! Whoa! Give it up for Mr. Riley Richard, y'all. Riley Richard, y'all. Riley Richard, y'all. What's happening, man? You good? Oh yeah, you good, you good. Get in that mic right there, man. Get in that mic. First of all, I want to ask you, what have you done to these guys? Because I done heard them a lot, but they on fire tonight, man. Y'all sound good.
No, these guys are good. These guys are great.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Great chemistry on stage.
Absolutely, man. So you feeling okay this evening?
Feel great. You guys are great. You guys got this energy that's speaking up here. It's good. It's good.
I know you're doing good because your Cavaliers beating the heck out of Boston right now.
Yeah.
So. But that's okay. We're going to fix that. We're going to fix that. We're going to fix that. I'm with them Celtics, but we ain't here to talk about that tonight, man. Okay, get over it. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Let's go back to the wedding. Remember the wedding was happening? Okay. Back to the wedding. Back to the wedding. So, man, are you old enough to be in here, first of all? Let's get that straight.
Yes, I'm 32. I'm 32.
You're 32? Well, man, you're wearing it well. I heard one of the ladies in the back say, he ain't supposed to be in here. So how long have you playing this instrument, man? How'd you get into this thing?
It's been about 22 years now.
Wow. So I understand you were headed to a sports career? Thinking about sports?
My parents wouldn't let me play sports.
They wouldn't let you.
So I had to find an alternative, and that's how I ended up in music.
Really? So what was the first instrument you started playing?
Piano.
Piano? Okay, so you still play?
A little bit.
Look, hey. We will replace you over there. We got somebody that can handle that, so you better act right. So you started out playing piano, moved away from piano. What else did you play? Or did you play other instruments?
Then I went to the flute, and then that led me to the saxophone.
Okay. What made you really just connect with the saxophone, having played other instruments?
Well, it was a request of my father's.
So you see, this is a good son. Do everything his parents tell him to do. I want to play football. No. I want to do music. Okay, yeah, you can do music. I want to play piano. No, you're going to play saxophone. Okay. So, but after playing for a while, did it really start to connect?
It grew on me.
Okay.
During high school, all the teachers and private lessons and all the practicing, it kind of just wears on you and grows on you, and then, you have the spiritual connection within the music, and it goes from there.
Well, I read some of your reviews, man, and they are absolutely fantastic. People say you've got this groove style with you. Did y'all sense that? You got this groove style with you. How do you define your style, and how are you starting to carve your own niche in this jazz genre?
Well, I like the groove. I mean, I like the groove. I think when the music is grooving, it touches everyone at heart. When the band is collective, of course, when we grooving collectively, the music is flowing. So I like the groove.
So we heard Najee's story about how you guys got connected, but what was your experience with that?
Well, he didn't tell all the story.
Okay, see, I knew it. Najee don't never tell the whole story, man. That's why people don't fool with him like you do. Najee, make your way up here, because you back there, we're going to find out. Make your way up here. But you go ahead and start telling us the whole story, man. I knew it. I knew it. Right there. Between us. Now, what had happened was.
So I just did a show with them in Akron, Ohio, and that Monday he called me with the Nigeria trip, and so I had no passport, and he was like, "I need your information by tomorrow." So this was at 7 a.m. in the morning. It was at the grocery store for whatever reason. I never made it home with the groceries. I had to go to Detroit, from the grocery store to Detroit, because that was the closest hub to pick up a passport, so I could have my paperwork in the next day, and that's how the trip transpired.
So wait, whoa. Because see, you got this ring on your finger.
Yeah.
So you went to the grocery store in Cleveland.
Yeah. I made a phone call for
this phone call don't sound like a lie. Look, I'm coming back with the milk and eggs, but I had to go to Detroit.
Yeah.
No, you get.
it was an experience.
So how was that experience being abroad though, and playing with this very talented young man?
It's a very humbling experience, you know. Something that I'm very grateful of because I get to learn some of the things I never knew about, you know, especially about playing, the business. It was great to see the culture over there, and really, it was a reality check for me, you know, to see how good I really have it over here, because some people are not as fortunate as the rest of us.
So now you get in that mic right there. Hopefully that was hot, but. So would you guys say that this is kind of a mentorship relationship going on?
It's like a brotherhood. I call him every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't consider mentorship because, as you can hear, he can play very well. So you know what I mean. If anything, you know, I always hear people talk about this give back stuff, but I always keep hearing this stuff. But to me, it's like I've been so blessed in my 31 years as a solo artist, and that for me, it made sense. I mean, he's a great player, and we have so many wonderful, talented musicians in America, but we just never get the platform. So I was just blessed to be able to say, hey man, share my platform.
So now I'm curious because you probably hear a lot of great music, and so what was so key about this gentleman that said, hey, I want to share my platform with you? What really stuck out about him that made you want to do that?
You know, we know a lot of great saxophone players in our country, but I'm sure all of y'all will testify right now to this, and that is there's a certain honesty that comes across, a certain purity in the sound,
Absolutely.
a certain just the way he communicates. It's just honest to me, you know. And I take that over, you know, guys. You know, I hate when I get on stage with guys and they want to have a warpath. Okay, I'm here now. Let me show you what I can do. He just brings a certain humility, but he's able to transcend to the audience soul, and I love that. You know, so.
So, what do you have scheduled next, man, in your career in terms of things that you want to do?
Well, I've been making records. I just released a new single yesterday.
Let me grab something for you, Riley. You keep talking about that.
You know, I just continue recording. I'm still a new artist, so you know, the more recordings I do, the bigger my library. It's just really just staying on the path that I'm on now, making new music. You know, getting in front of crowds like you guys, and being able to perform and have a good time doing it.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about, because we've got this available. It's called Riley Richard Evolving. Let's talk about this CD for a few minutes. How this came about.
It's titled that because it tells a story. It tells a story of when, you know, I never thought about being an independent artist. I was always back home. I was always the guy who backed up somebody else or opened for someone else, and I was okay with that. I played with a local band that was legendary back home, and we had a lot of great times. And then I got requests from a lot of people. Maybe we should do a song on your own. Maybe we should do it. So I started the recording process maybe when I was about 28, and none of the recordings really sound good, but it was a start. It was a start. And so to answer your question, that CD tells a story from when I started to when I got better, and it's a growth. That's why I named it Evolving, because of the growth that happens throughout the CD, you know. So that's pretty much how it happened.
You're right, Najee. He is honest. Boy, don't lie. I mean, about everything except that Detroit trip, but
I made a phone call.
He keeps sticking to it. I made a phone call, but we've got this available after the show for just $10. Real quick, talk about how it feels to play with these musicians and them to kind of pick up your stuff. And
so this is Chris on bass. I just met him today, so I'm sorry. This is Chris on bass. This is Theo on guitar. This is Wes on keyboards.
Oh yeah.
And
he aight.
Oh, that's my man right there.
He aight.
And on drums is Louis Sticks Newsom. Now, the thing about, he comes from Toledo, Ohio, and he used to come up to Cleveland and play all the time. So me and him have shared many stages together. So it helps.
Well, real quick, anybody out there got a question? I knew it. Look, I'm gonna check this dude. I always have a question. don't know what this question. It's probably gonna be crazy.
Sorry.
Just do your
They're
best.
gonna answer
man.
the best way you can.
Now I gotta get back into being professional. Go ahead, act like I really want to take his question. Yes, sir. You have a question? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, now other than Najee, who I know is definitely a positive influence on you, who are some of the other saxophone players or musicians that have been a positive influence on your music?
Oh well.
That wasn't that bad. That was good.